Hey, hey, and hey! What's up and how's it going, all MRBers? I am Mike McRock for the McRock and Bolt Wrestling Review Show, and WrestleMania 30 just wrapped up. A lot of things to talk about, so here we go. Here is our review for WWE WrestleMania 30.
Alright, let's get down to business. Alright, so we'll start her off and we'll go with the card as it happened. So the pre-show was the Usos versus the Real Americans versus Los Matadores and Rybaxel. And it was an elimination 4-way tag team for the titles. And your thoughts on that match? As you watched it, I didn't see the pre-show.
Right. Well, my thoughts on this match were, I thought this match was actually better than a couple of matches that were on the WrestleMania card, and it's a shame to me that they didn't put this match on the actual card.
No,
I thought that was really disappointing, but it was a really good match. I like the ending. I like that the Usos retained, and you get the moment at the end with the Real Americans, and you have Antonio Cesaro turning babyface and doing the Cesaro swing on Jack Swagger.
Yeah.
And Zip Coulter was like, "What are you doing?" and stuff like that. He was selling it pretty well. So
But
I thought it's a win-win situation. Usos retain, and Cesaro got his moment.
Yeah, for sure. I guess too, if you want to look at it, I mean, maybe they wanted to bring some legitimacy to the pre-show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they put a match that was high caliber on there. I mean, that's probably their logic with it, but in a perfect world, the Divas match would have been there, but maybe no one would have watched it then. So
Right.
All right. So opening up the show, we had Hulk Hogan, who was the host of WrestleMania 30. Because he was there at the very first WrestleMania. So out comes Hogan. Then out comes Stone Cold to a really big pop. Noted too that Hogan messed up the where he was too. I guess he was so excited. He was at the Superdome, but he was calling it the Silverdome, and got a bit of a negative reaction there with that. But he fixed it, and Stone Cold ribbed him a bit about it. And not only did Stone Cold come out, but The Rock came out, and no, it wasn't via satellite, but he was there in the flesh. He ribbed him too. He got ribbed a bit backstage as well, but that's it. He just kind of introduced everything, and they had their moment. They got everything underway for them, and they had their spot at the beginning. So it was well done in that regard.
And I like it that they placed it here as well, because I don't know. A lot of people can argue if you open up with a match,
Yeah, it gets forgotten. I guess it was not
Right. Yeah.
caliber on a high. I guess.
So you want to start off on a really high note, and I think they really done that here. They've done a good job at the accomplishing of having that WrestleMania moment and getting that out of the way, and the whole time restrings too.
Exactly.
You had to have something filled in a spot.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you kind of want to get everything in there that you can, without taking away from the important matches, we'll call them.
Right.
Right. But yeah. Only thing that would have made that promo or segment better for me if Stone Cold would have came down the ramp on his four-wheeler or something like that. But
Yeah.
they had a celebration at the end with the beers and stuff, and it was cool. It was a feel-good moment, I guess, and brought the culmination of the WrestleManias together, and it wasn't I enjoyed it. It was okay. I mean, but on to the first match of the night. It was Triple H versus Bryan. And I guess we rate this match at 8 out of 5 because it was a heart racing thing from I found it was, and you never know what to expect really, because maybe they might listen to the crowd, maybe they'll say screw you like they had been for a long while.
Yeah.
But it was a really great match. Both people look strong for the most part. I mean, Daniel, I wouldn't say he was getting dominated, but he was certainly getting pushed around and stuff and taken to his limits, but he came back and he won the match and cemented his place in the title picture at the end of the show. So he got the main event spot, and well deserved, obviously. And I'm glad it went that way, and I'm sure everyone in the WWE universe as well.
I think my only complaint about it is that, there could have been a little bit more back and forth moments than but it was really emotionally, you could feel the emotion with Daniel Bryan wanting to beat Triple H. You could feel the emotion of Triple H wanting to get his moment back.
Yeah, exactly, and that's, like I said, Steph was at ringside, so that added an element of, mystique, I guess, as you didn't know what her role was going to be, or what was going to happen because of it. Maybe, it kind of, for me, maybe it created a bit of doubt as to, maybe she'll play dirty and she'll screw Daniel out of the title picture, right? But it was played out good, and, it worked out in the end. But after losing, Triple H played the sore loser. And what did he do? He attacked Bryan as to say, well, I'm going to attack you so you don't make it to the main event, But he made it, and that's to come. Now on to the next match. Very quick match at that. It was a Shield versus the Outlaws and Kane. We rated this match a 6 just because it was so short, and it felt rushed. For me, it did. I mean, it was over in 5 minutes, something like that.
Oh, something like that. The only cool thing I liked was when the Shield came out and they were wearing the masks from the new Captain America movie.
Yeah.
I thought that was a nice touch.
Yeah, and at the end there, when the Shield defeated Outlaws and the New Age Outlaws, and Kane, they did
they did a double powerbomb.
A double powerbomb
with the New Age Outlaws.
Yeah, it was like a twist on it. One on each arm. Certainly made Roman Reigns look really strong in the group too, but gave Roman Reigns overall his moment, so he was the top one there.
And what I also like is that they got that moment in, and to me that's the moment you want to have the Shield stand out with. You want to have them stand out with something instead of a normal single powerbomb to a big guy like Kane. Why not give a bigger moment where you have two guys on the receiving end of a Shield powerbomb?
Exactly.
That to me created that moment for WrestleMania.
And like I said, it was a quick match, but even though it was a quick match for me, I didn't feel it cheapened the Shield by any means. It still made them look strong, right?
Because going into this match, I felt like, okay, this is going to be a main event Raw or SmackDown glorified WrestleMania match.
Yeah, but it wasn't even that. It was rushed, but I mean,
it was just rushed quick. I think they timed this pretty good because I didn't want to see that glorified main event Raw or SmackDown main event.
No, because I mean, like, if you had something going like that, like, I guess what, Bray and Cena were up next. So they didn't want to have, two impactful matches clash. The Battle Royal, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, like, I guess they wanted to make time for that, but, I don't know. It was good, but it was a little bit too quick. But like I said, they got their moments, so that was good.
They got the point across, I think, pretty well.
Yeah, it was a quick
without having to glorify anything.
Exactly, and now on to the Battle Royal match. We rated this a 7, and it was at first it was obviously with so many people in the ring, it was cluttered, and the sense of direction was up in the air, really.
To me, it wasn't as cluttered as the Divas Invitational.
No.
But it did have its really cluttered moments. The one moment to me that really stood out was the Kofi Kingston moment.
Yeah, that was really cool because it almost seemed like when he did it botched, but he still managed to keep it within an oh my god moment, like Kofi's known for it. Like, I mean, it almost seemed like what happened was he ran and he got thrown over the turnbuckle by the stairs and he turned in midair to land on the steps. I thought maybe they were going for him to land on his feet like that.
Yeah.
But what happened was, he stumbled backwards, but his feet still, like, miraculously stayed on the steps, so he was still in the match and he got back up, and I was like, holy cow, I was waiting for that, right? Because every time he's in a 30-man battle royal, he's going to have something, right?
Right.
And the coolest thing I ever seen besides Kofi stuff was Tyson Kidd's, again, back in the Money in the Bank match was it last year's WrestleMania? Or a year before, or something like that?
Yeah, it was a Money in the Bank match.
Money in the Bank, the match, and he came off the rope and did that, sideways powerbomb on Dolph Ziggler. But yeah, no, Kofi's that seems to be his forte is the spectacle of the 30-man battle royal. Right? He certainly stands out in those for me.
Yeah.
You know, I guess they got him groomed like that or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But the coolest moment was at the end, and when it happened, you're like, holy shit! Like I didn't see that coming. But then you get time to take it all in, and you're like, well, I guess they were giving a nod to the first WrestleMania, and I'll let you tell them what that was.
And it's actually the third WrestleMania where Hulk Hogan body slammed Andre the Giant in the ring. But with this moment, it was Cesaro lifting up the Big Show and throwing him over the top rope, but making pretty much Hulk Hogan look like weak next to him.
Yeah, and like I said, people's always said that Cesaro was pound for pound the strongest man in WWE.
Yeah.
I think that was proven tonight, and like I said, you know, when Hogan lifted Andre the second time and you know successfully did it, he still looked like he was struggling to do it. But when Cesaro did it, it was just like, whew, here you go.
It just created that big WrestleMania moment. I think that was the right time for Cesaro to get that push. Coming out the fresh, turning on Jack Swagger on the pre-show.
Babyface.
What you do, when you run with it, you give him the
exactly.
trophy.
You know, so it was, in hindsight, I guess, it worked out for the best, and they...
and that's one thing they've done something right here at WrestleMania.
Exactly. But, that was one of, I guess, two things they did right at WrestleMania for me, anyways.
However, they did not do something right with the next match.
No. But, typical WWE fashion, they played a favor to C-Nation, I guess. But brings us to the match of John Cena versus Bray Wyatt. 8 out of 10 for this match, right?
I'm actually going to give it a 7.5.
Okay. That sounds fair.
Because I thought, the match itself was actually pretty good. The psychology was working with Bray. I love that moment where John Cena was about to do the 5-knuckle shuffle, and then you see the Bray Wyatt whole spider-like maneuver.
Spider, crab crawl, whatever you want. It was creepy. But, it was... And like I said, even John Cena's psychology in that match was
actually pretty good.
Was good, and I mean, I guess it's a test to how good of an in-ring competitor Bray is, and the chemistry, because I guess they were able to work together in that sense, and maybe, because obviously I've never seen John Cena in that kind of psychological.
And he's not really the best seller.
No, and so I guess they work together pretty good, and maybe Bray gave him a few tips as to say, hey man, do this, be this, or someone, right? So, those two work together well, even though, it's John Cena and everyone's sick and tired of seeing him on their TV screen.
Right, yeah. Well, it's not only that. I think, to me, the WWE failed here in this match because I really didn't care if this was going to be a good match or not. I just wanted to see Bray Wyatt win. What did they do?
They gave it to Cena, of course, and maybe their grand thought was, okay, well, he's new, we can't do that to Cena because Cena, has been here 14 years or however long he's been there, too long, But again, he didn't put him over,
I think
should've.
WWE missed a really good opportunity because WrestleMania should be the show to create new stars. I think they buried Bray Wyatt here.
They buried him, but again, they still made him look strong. I mean, even he didn't have to win. Not clean, but like they could have had some kind of interference thing, and like he said, I don't care about winning. Just beat him up type thing, right? But of course he had to make Cena look like Super Cena and make him lose, Bray Wyatt lose, and again that was upsetting because like I said, you should, build for the future, not the past. Yes, I know it's a legacy he's fighting for, but I mean, kill the legacy,
Yeah.
For me, anyways. But so 7.5 for that one. Now. On to Street versus the Beast. A lot of people are going to be surprised by the...
What the hell just happened?
Talk about it, end of an era. I don't know, end of an era, maybe not.
Here's
Bad
the one
writing.
thing. Here's the one thing I did like that the WWE has done here. They trolled them.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I mean, you were expecting obviously Undertaker to win, and spoiler alert, he lost.
And the match wasn't really that intense.
No. I mean, I would have been happy if he lost, because whatever, it's 21 to his 22nd time now he's wrestled, so he's getting up there, and his time is dwindling down. But like, it would have been more acceptable and understandable if the match was booked strong, intense wise, and Brock looked strong against Undertaker. Undertaker looked weak or something like that. But what they did was, it seemed like both men just were like, let's just go at it, and you give me a few punches, a few kicks, a few this and that, give me an F5 3 times, and here you go. It was very loose. There was the tightness wasn't there in the match.
Yeah, this wasn't really their best match that they had together.
No.
I think the best match they had together was at No Mercy in the Hell in a Cell where Brock Lesnar won.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, I don't know what their logic was on booking Brock Lesnar to win when he's only a part-timer of sorts, and obviously he's in it for the money, so like, they should have given it to a guy that's going to be around 10 years from now or something, right? Like a Bray or Reigns or
maybe even Cena, because he is the measuring stick.
Exactly. So like, I mean, but again, to do it for Lesnar to win, it was, I don't know if that was the smartest move. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I know you had to have the streak come to an end sometime.
Yeah. And
it was WrestleMania 30, so I guess they wanted a huge
the
curve.
shock value.
Yeah, and it was there definitely. I mean, you obviously rented it, whoever's watching, but for those of you who haven't yet, I mean, the people's faces were just like... And I love how the
WWE done it. They didn't even play Brock Lesnar's music right away. They panned to pretty much every single person in the audience.
Yeah, every angle they could
get. To the reaction of Undertaker losing.
I swear to God,
that is the greatness of a shock value. I think Vince McMahon is a real genius for delivering the shock value.
As much as you want to criticize modern day WWE storylines and bookings and stuff, down to the core, Vince really does know how to really, stick it to someone in a sense, right? And be like, whoa, okay, I didn't see that coming. He can do that when he wants to, I guess. But some people's faces, man, I swear they like crap their pants or something.
And the funny thing is, looking back at the build up. Because, we know where you had the Undertaker choke slam. Yeah. They have him look strong every week. And why are they doing that? Why are they making Brock Lesnar look weak every single week? Is there a reason? Is there a purpose behind that? That was the purpose.
Exactly. To go home show, we'll call it on Raw. He, give him an F5 to me. I was like, okay, whatever, F5, nothing can kick that. But like, I don't know, the booking on the match was just so weak, and compared to like last year's match,
it was questionable. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay, you're putting him up against the Beast, and you're putting him in a C grade match, I would call it, because there was no intensity really. It was just like, okay, let's throw punches and stuff, and miss this or whatever. But it could have been booked stronger, definitely. The match itself could have been booked stronger. The intensity of the length, even the interaction, the amount of pain that they put on it, it could have been intensified. Another couple of notches. Then for me, it would have been okay for him to lose. I mean, whatever. But that's a 6 out of 10 match. Now on to the best match of the night. Just kidding. It was the Divas Invitational for the title, made by Vicky Guerrero. Now, the lowest rating yet. Yeah. 4.
I'm actually going to give this a 3.
Okay, 3. I gave it 4 to be nice, but 3, 3.5, 4, whatever. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It's a Divas match.
It was a real cluster, what match. Never really done anything for me. I wish that, they would push the reset button on the Divas division or something.
Something like that. I mean, they definitely need to look at the talent that they have. I mean, maybe yes, AJ's had it now 294 days?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever, she's quirky, she's crazy, whatever, but I mean, I'm getting sick of seeing the title myself. I'm sick of that title myself. The look is so cheap, kiddish, and... But again, you gotta look at their talent pool of divas. I mean, they could be doing so much better. I mean, you got Natalya.
They got Naomi.
You know, I mean, even Brie and Nikki have kind of they've upped their game.
Even Tamina.
Tamina, exactly. That's like what, you know, 5 or 6 there.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can build the Divas division around those 6 in a sense. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, good. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it just seems like they don't have a real number 1 contender for the Divas title.
No.
And they need to start working on that.
For me, I mean, you know, it's Cameron or Naomi, whoever. To me, she's probably next in line. But I mean,
yeah.
Again, Natalya, she comes from the Hart family. She's probably the best wrestler on the Divas roster, hands down. You know, hands down. You know, and Tamina, she's a strong girl. You know, obviously.
And Naomi is one of the most athletic.
Oh, she's definitely. I mean, she's crazy good. She's athletic. She's flexible. She get really good jump and good assets. You know, so. Even Maxana's got a bit of good assets, so you know. But you know, you could play the foreign card in a sense, you know.
Right.
But yeah, I guess we've never really seen the intensity of the Divas since, you know, Lita, which got inducted to the Hall of Fame, Trish, you know, hell, even Mickey James and Ivory, you know, Jazz, Victoria, you know, that was, you know, post. Attitude Era, so you know, I'm not going to go all the way back to the Attitude Era, but no, they definitely they need to do something. Like, you know, they push Reset on the tag team division there a while back. You know, it's slowly getting better and better. You know, I mean, there's some really good tag teams now and stuff. You know, even though it's kind of far and few between in a sense. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, they definitely need to do something to up that game, because I mean, I remember watching you know, Trish and Lita. They had main event a Raw.
Monday Night Raw.
Right for and I was like, I actually wanted to tune in.
Yeah.
I think now if someone said to me, hey, you know, AJ Lee's gonna be main event Raw for the title with, I don't know, whoever.
Natalya,
I'd watch then. But like, you know, if it's just gonna be, you know, AJ versus, what's her name, Eva Marie or something like that. No. Turn off, right? But
or even Rosa Mendes.
Exactly. So you know, it's just like, no, they need to fix something, because I don't understand how you can have book really good matches, you know, really good stories, like for instance, Daniel Bryan's you know, stuff that was really good storytelling.
Yeah.
Same with the Wyatts.
Same with the Wyatts, Dina Wyatt, good storytelling.
You know, I don't understand how you can only book certain people to look. You know, why not do a whole, you know. Well-rounded.
I mean, they could even have a tournament.
Exactly. You know.
For the Divas title or something, for a number 1 contender.
Exactly. You know, the couple weeks leading into WrestleMania.
Right.
You know, something like that. But I guess you know, so everybody into the mix.
Yeah.
May look even more miserable, but whatever. You know, talk too much about this match already. Now, the last match of the night was again, like I said, Bryan beat Triple H, King of Kings. His entrance was cool in the beginning. Like I said, it was really wicked. Like, the stuff he had on was like, whoa, cool. Yeah. You know, I just wish he would have walked further bit or something, you know.
Even the Bray Wyatt entrance, I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, that was crazy too.
With the whole voodoo thing, and you had Mark Corser and the rails with the Buzzards mask on, and that was just unbelievably cool.
Exactly. And yeah, so you know, out comes Orton first. Rev Theory. They were there. They played his theme. Out next was Bautista, or Bautista, as he's called now. And out in comes Mr. Yes Man himself, Daniel Bryan. So this match, it was great.
That was very emotionally driven.
Oh, it was.
To me, that was the most emotionally driven triple threat match I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Probably ever.
Yeah, I mean, you know, as heart pounding as the first match was with Triple H and Bryan, I remember when he pinned him, I was, you know, my heart was just, you know, but it got so caught up in it, like I did back in the day watching, you know, the old wrestling, you know, you know, really good storytelling and stuff like that. So like, it was good to see that again, feel it again too. And but with this match now, it was, you know. It had its moments where you're like, oh shit, maybe Bryan's not going to win, right? You know?
Right.
So,
I mean, you had that really, I thought it was a really beautiful moment with the tag team maneuver on the announce tables.
Yeah, they were working together to take care of, get Bryan out of the picture, you know, and but they stripped two of the tables, not the Spanish one this time, the French one. Yeah, they had the French commentators there for the first time ever, so that was history making too, I guess. So yeah, and then Batista set him up for the powerbomb.
And Randy Orton delivered the reverse RKO the other way around.
What?
And just Daniel Bryan smashed through the table, but you can also see Randy Orton go through the table but land on the monitor on his back, and you can see the blood coming out. It was like, oh.
It was cringeworthy, like 10 out of 10 cringeworthy. It was every replay. I was like, oh man, his back. But you know, then of course he was at the picture for a while, and two went at it. You know, Batista and Orton went at it, and it was just finisher, just fighting for finishers and stuff. And then, of course, after Daniel Bryan was put through the announce tables, they were going to stretch him out. And just as they were getting to go up the ramp, I guess, he started fighting back and crawling into the ring. And that's when Orton noticed him and came over, got him, put him in the ring, and was punishing him.
I would like to see a little bit more of that. You know, you have Daniel Bryan going up the entrance more.
Yeah,
On
exactly.
the stretcher.
Let him get away more. You know?
And
even
at the stage.
Yeah.
You know, and then you have him come out. He hulks up, brother. And he just walks down or runs down the ramp and gets right back into the ring.
That would have been cool too, but like I said, they didn't let him get far enough from the ring.
Yeah.
But yeah, he fought back in that, and so I thought what was going to happen first was, Batista was going to spear Orton, right, and then he would turn around with a high knee. But what happened was, as he was going to spear Orton, Orton jumped, and Batista caught Daniel like right in the shoulder with a spear. Almost like he hit him in the face, but his shoulder caught the brunt to it.
So a couple of moments in that match, they could have cleaned up.
Yeah, but again, even then I thought, I was like, shit, he's lost,
Yeah.
Then that happened. Then Triple H and he came back out and tried to sabotage the whole thing. Scott Armstrong was put in the, it would be the dirty ref, I guess, the rogue ref, or whatever you want to call him.
Yeah, the Earl Hebner of WrestleMania 30.
Exactly. But no, that happened, and then the other ref got back in again.
Mike Chioda got back in.
And
you had Daniel Bryan, the suicide dived onto the ref, Steph, Triple H.
Scott Armstrong, Steph, and Triple H both got the impact of the Flying Goat.
Yeah.
And, speaking of Flying Goat, I mean, I don't know what was up with Bryan's, his boot guards or whatever. I guess he was kind of playing into the gimmick of sorts, but I mean, I didn't mind it. It was cool, I guess. At least he didn't go overboard by wearing, whatever. Turn him into a fucking...
And a goat mask.
Like El Matador only have a goat or something, right? El Torito. But yeah, so that happened, and then it came down to the last couple of minutes. They were heart pounding. I know. I was off the couch for like the past 2 minutes. I was sat down the whole time, and then when that happened, I was like, okay, no, can't be a part of this. I got to get up and like breathe. And I remember, it was like he got the knee, and was it Orton first or something?
Yeah, it was Orton. Yeah.
And then Batista came around and tried to do his finish or whatever, did his finish, right? But he turned it around, and he hit him with the knee. Yeah. Pinned him 1, 2, 3, and there you go. You have a knee.
Actually, he made him tap out.
Yeah, he hit him hit Orton with the knee, and then he made Batista tap out. So I was like, oh, deadly. So that happened. That's when I jumped.
It was really reminiscent of WrestleMania 20 when you saw Chris Benoit made Triple H tap out. Similar type of feel.
Yeah, exactly.
And you had the confetti falling at the end, and you had everyone doing the yes,
yes. It was like a blizzard of confetti.
Yeah.
But it was,
And the funny thing was, you gave the false hope.
Yeah.
Of the Undertaker and Brock Lesnar match. You have Brock Lesnar win, the shock value. What in the world just happened? So something bad just happened, but we're going to give you something good. They balanced it up pretty good.
Yeah, and I mean, I think people are still trying to get their job off the floor of the outcome of the Streak versus Beast match. So 21-1 now, but we'll see how that goes in the future. Maybe they'll try and fix it if people are too, distraught with it. Maybe they'll say, okay, let's face again next year's or something like that, and it didn't count. I don't know. But what? Maybe not. I'm just, giving ideas here. But
it actually gave that predictive, the predictability factor just went.
Exactly. And they again they did a big troll out angle, as you said. So yeah, no. But reading into the, I guess you call them dirt sheets, they said there was going to be a big swerve at WrestleMania. I didn't expect that though.
Right.
But again, the predictability factor went out the window. So
Yeah.
yeah, but overall, WrestleMania.
I would give that probably a 7.
Yeah, it's definitely 7. There was a few cool moments, but there were,
They had good WrestleMania moments. You had that backstage one
with
Rowdy Piper,
Paul Orndorff,
Mr. T, and Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan. Yeah, Pat Patterson was there. Yeah, he, like I said, they were throwing back to, was it the first WrestleMania? Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, with that match. So yeah, it was cool to see that after 30 years, I guess.
Yeah.
And they made amends by shaking hands.
Yeah.
Because Pat Patterson told them to, or whatever.
Yeah.
I guess it would have been cool to see a Piper's Pit.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
That would have been a cool. Maybe they could have replaced the whole Hulk Hogan Hulk Hogan Stone Cold and Rock segment.
Yeah.
Left that out, or had it shortened, and didn't have a shortened Piper's Pit where they said, okay, let's make amends, blah blah blah. 30 years after and stuff.
Right,
but it was overall, it is what it is. What's done is done, and so 7 out of 10 definitely. Like I said, there was some cool moments. To reiterate, Cesaro throwing out the Big Show over, again, easily as it looked so easy for him to just go. And he had height. It wasn't like, okay, you're low, your head's low to the ground. It was like, your arm was up level to his, chest, right, and just threw him out.
Yeah.
And the Big Show, being a stand-up guy that he is, shook his hand and said, good job, And again, like, properly giving a nod to the new guys, something that Cena didn't do, of course, But and of course Bryan winning the first match, that was good. And of course the Undertaker losing, that was of course a big whoa. And
I could see a lot of arguments going back and forth on the IWC.
That's gonna be. Oh man, they're exploding as we speak.
Yeah.
And again, Daniel Bryan winning the championship after 8 long months of being kept down by
It was
the
almost
man.
like it was planned that way.
Yeah, I mean that's too. It might not have been planned, but all the backlash they got, they could go, well, we can still turn around. So they did good in that. They caught themselves. If that was if they weren't meaning to do that, they caught themselves and they brought it around to a good, they did a 180 where they brought it where it should have been, and they righted their wrongs, Again, it's just, legitimacy of Daniel Bryan. He's now went from, he always was an A+ player to me because, he was a wrestler,
Yeah.
Now he's up there for me, like, not because he won at WrestleMania, but because, that story's been told now, and he's shown, what, guys, I can play with the besties.
Yeah.
Not only did I beat Triple H, after, and you beat me down, but I also beat Randy Orton and Batista after everything, So,
the question I have now is, what happens now? The underdog story is done.
Yeah, so now I guess he'll just go on and reign supreme for, a while. Hopefully hopefully they give him the title for a long while, because he deserves it, definitely. Not only that, but like, he can do some good storytelling, because obviously, he's just that guy. Like, he has the fundamentals, he has the drive, he has the love for wrestling, so he's gonna want to do something good, after what happened. So maybe they could do a retribution type angle where Orton gets his rematch. Batista says, "Well, I was screwed out of it. Give me a match."
Yeah. They have another triple threat
or something like that, or maybe they just take on one on each consecutive pay-per-view.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe they have Extreme Rules is coming up next.
Yeah.
So but who knows?
And if John Cena and Bray Wyatt has a rematch, I hope they get it right
this time. Yeah.
This time, and have Bray Wyatt go over. And I think they missed out a really good opportunity for putting Bray Wyatt over. It's WrestleMania, where you create new stars, and they flopped.
Yeah, they did. But I got a question. Going back to you were saying, what's next for Daniel Bryan now?
Right. Yeah.
What's next for Cesaro after winning that? coveted prize.
Now he could start building himself as a babyface.
Exactly. So would he, will he be in the contender, the hunt for the title soon? I guess we're just.
I see him going through a mid-carded type of thing again before going to the world title match.
Yeah, hopefully this time they give him the, he wins. I shouldn't say give, because he's obviously earned it, or he's going to earn it.
Right.
The Intercontinental title match. I mean, I could see a good match between him and Big E, right?
Definitely.
He could, again, where he's lifted the Big Show. Of course, he can lift Big E.
Yeah.
Do the swing on him, all that stuff. So that looks promising. Again, because Big E should have defended his title.
Yeah, and that's another thing. They treated the secondary championships like crap. I think Dean Ambrose should have defended his title. I think Big E should have defended his title on the card, and they had the tag team title match on the pre-show.
So yeah, I don't know. They gotta get their stuff. They're trying to do too many big things, at once. But again,
they could have had another match.
Yeah.
On the pre-show and put the tag team title match on the card.
Exactly. It didn't need to be. They could have shortened the tag team match to put it on the card, and they could have shortened the battle royal, the Divas Battle Royal.
Yeah.
Maybe that has a few people, and they probably could have even shortened because the Daniel Bryan and Triple H match was a half hour almost. They could have cut. They could have definitely cut.
Yeah. I think they could have cut 5 or 10 minutes off of that match.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you could throw in some sort of Piper's Pit.
Exactly, or even a quick Intercontinental Intercontinental Championship match or something.
Or they could have unified the titles.
Exactly. So that
that would have been a perfect time to do it.
Exactly. WrestleMania 30 coming to that. Here you go. You got a new belt in a sense. So
yeah.
But they didn't do that. I guess they were too busy thinking about what can we do to make everything media driven in a sense. You know what I mean? Okay, we're gonna try and please.
Yeah, there was too much focus on the 4 main matches: the Cena Wyatt match, the Brock Lesnar Undertaker match, and both the world title and Daniel Bryan and Triple H match.
They need to focus on the show as a whole, not just
and they didn't focus more on any mid card or lower card matches.
No, but that being said, we hope you enjoyed this review, and check us out on Facebook.
Follow us on Twitter at MRB Wrestling. Check us out on Facebook, like you said, at the Make Rock and Bolt Wrestling Review Show. And you can also become an MRBer by hitting that subscribe button down below this video.
Exactly. And there's lots of videos where this come from. So, normally you don't see me on in front of the camera, but I do a lot of, behind the scenes stuff with the intro. I did that, guitar and the drums and the images and stuff. So, I try to help out that way because, obviously Mike here does a great job at, he steers that ship and, you do a great job in that, So, I'll see you guys next time.
And on a final note, to all you viewers watching, get plenty of rest. And always do
your best. We'll just edit this part out.